Hello, my viewers. Hello, my students. Welcome to our Java topic. And today we're going to talk about how do we write files in Java. Is there any possibility that we can programmatically command the programming language to manipulate files in your computer or in your device? So the answer is yes, there is. So in Java, there is a file stream commands here that allows us to manipulate all the file system of our computer. And what also it can do is not only it can open files, but it can also modify the files. We can append text inside. We can somehow create our own with the content inside, something like that. Okay? And there are many other features I'm going to talk about in this presentation. Okay, so let's hop in and let's continue. Let's have a look. The following are the contents of this presentation. First, we're going to talk about how do we write documents or text file using Java commands. How do we open files? How do we read files? How do we read the contents and display it in our console? Then the third is how do we add additional characters in a file? How do we append text in a file? And then finally, we are going to include also the try and catch and the Java IO exception, which are the error catching phrases in Java. Okay, so here is our first topic. So what you are seeing now is one of my folders in my own computer. So this folder is actually the name of my project in Java, which is Java Application 6. And as you can see, there are folders and files, and it is inside the Documents and NetBeans project. So my point here is I'm going to write a single text file, and that file, or the name of that file, will be mypoems.txt. It will be written here. Okay, so that is the idea of this first topic. So now let me go to Java NetBeans in order to execute that objective. So what I have here already is the structure, the basic structure of the Java. And now we're going to do that thing, by the way. Okay, so in order for us to create a writing capability of that Java, all you have to do is to import these things. The first one is the file writer. Okay, the file writer, and then followed by buffered buffered write something. Okay, so as you can see, there is an error because I will put the import later. Okay, I'm just doing it one by one at this moment. And then the next thing is the file writer. All right, and then the print writer. Okay, print writer here, and then I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, so now we put these words: import dot Java dot input output, and then dot. Okay, so one moment please. I think I have to look it very carefully. File writer. Okay, now never mind at this moment. So let me put it also to other thing here. Okay, so print writer, there is an error. So I wonder what is that error, by the way. Package error. Sorry. I'm very sorry about that, sir. Sorry, I made a mistake. So this one has no dot, it has to be space. Okay, all right. Okay, everything is fine now. Okay, so the next thing we should do now is to do the program itself. So the first thing, of course, is we have to show the user that we are somehow doing the task. Okay. Sorry. So this one. Okay. So we put here writing. Sorry, writing words in my poem, or let's say my poem.txt. So stand by, please stand by. Okay, please stand by. The program is about to create and write. So I hope you can see that thing, sorry. So this one is system, okay. Okay, so please stand by. The program is about to create and write words in my poem.txt. So this one is supposed to be dot, okay. So that's it. And then we are going to be followed by the writing of file itself. So before doing that, of course, we have to declare a variable that allows us to write those texts. Okay? So let's say the name of the variable is my poem write. Okay, so this one is my poem write, and then the data type for this variable is supposed to be the print writer. Okay, so you can see it's very new. Yes, this is the one that we are going to use. This is the way to write this my poem. Okay, so now we will instruct the my poem writer that he is really a new print writer, and the file that they are going to create here is my poems.txt. Okay, so here you go. So unfortunately there is some sort of an error here. We split the declaration and assignment or something. Okay, so anyhow, let's continue. So in order for you to do that now, so my poem that right, I guess we have to think something. Okay, my poem right. Anyhow, let's continue. So my poem right here, then we can command the my poem right to print line. Okay, something like this. Okay, so and then we will start to apply all of this one by one. So what I'm doing now here, my students, my viewers, is I'm forming the sentence of these poems. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of this NetBits. You have to arrange it like this. Very bad design. Okay, so you have to do it manually, and okay, so something like this. Okay, so now we start writing the sentence. So what should be our poem? I know some poem in my past college, and the title of that poem is Bright Centipede. Okay, Bright Centipede, and then let's put the writer here. Written by Jose Garcia, no, it's Garcia Villa, something like this. Okay, And then the first stanza in this poem is this: the bright centipede. And then the second paragraph begins, is stampede. O celestial engine from this one celestial province. And then I remember another paragraph is his spiritual eyes golding the night. And then the last one is spiritual eyes, spirit, not spirit, sorry. Spiritual eyes. Okay, let's add another additional thing here. For telling my size. Okay, all right, it's finished. Okay, so what's the next thing we should do? The next thing we should do now is we are going to tell the user that the process is finished. So we put the system out message here. All right. Okay. Writing process is complete. Okay, that's it. And then, of course, you have to command the my poem write, the variable that you just opened, to close. Okay, for safety reasons. Okay, hopefully this one will run, but unfortunately there is an error going on here. So in order for us to trap that thing, you have to put this throws and then IO exception, right? And here you go, it's removed already, but unfortunately there is an error here. So you have to put this as an import. So import Java, then IO, and then IO exception. Okay, that's it, I guess. IO exception. Oh, sorry, it's capital X, small letter X. Okay, so it's finished, so let's try to run. And by the way, I would like to double check. As you can see, there are no files there, my poems, and we will find out later if this one is going to execute, okay? So let's run. So you can see, please stand by, the program is about to create files in my poem.txt. And then suddenly, writing process is complete. So it's successful. So let's have a look. So you see, there is my poems.txt over there. So you just double click this thing. And here you go. So congratulations, here's the text file. And there is the title. And it is written very successfully. Okay? So that's it. Okay, so if you wish to add additional, it's up to you. You can write it. Let's try to change the extension of this .txt into Microsoft Word. Let's say .doc. Hopefully it will run. Okay, so let's try this thing. So you said it's successful. And there you go. There is a Microsoft Word file. Let's find out. Hopefully it will open. So here you go. There's the Microsoft Word file. You see? It's successful. Okay, so let's try another thing. Let's try to add additional modifications here. So instead of .doc, why not create ppt? Okay, let's run. So it's successful also. So there you go. There's the PowerPoint presentation of my poems. And there you go. There is each slide is our stanza. Okay. So you see, it's much better. You can create a presentation here automatically with all your text, and then later you will modify it if you like. Okay, so you can also create Microsoft Excel thing here. just white. So instead of PPT, you try XLS, and then let's try it run. Okay, it's finished. So there you go, there is the Excel file, and let's open it. Okay, so it's taking time at the moment, let's wait. Yes, oh yes, it's very successful. You see, it is in Excel form. Okay, so there you have it. So on each cell, from up to down, there is our program. Okay, so I hope you learn on this lesson. Okay, so you can try as many as you want and try to change the extension of your file. But always remember, this file is going to write only inside your project. However, you can also make you can also change the folder location of your what you call this this file that you just created. You can specify any location you like, but it's much safer if that is only the file, and it will only write in your project. So you just witness how do we create a program in order for it to create files such as the things that you are seeing now, my poems. So what about how to read the files inside? Is it possible in Java? Yes, it is. So in order for us to demonstrate that, we are no longer going to use these files we just created. We are going to use this file, the lyrics.txt, over here. So when I open this, it is a notepad file, I mean the text file, and inside of it is the song written by Kenny Rogers, Through the Years. And as you can see, it is quite a lot of text inside, and the texts are organized in stanzas. So these are the things we are going to display in our Java console. So how do we do that? Let's go to Java NetBeans, and okay, so let's declare a variable. Declare a variable that allows us to capture all those items inside the lyrics. Let's name the variable RR. And this RR, in order for us to read, to command it to read, we are going to write this word, file reader. That's the data type. Okay, and then we are going to command the RR as a new file reader, and then it will open our lyrics.txt. Lyrics.txt. Okay, so as you can see, there is an error because we forgot to bring in the file reader import. So of course you try to do it like this. So press Alt Enter in the NetBeans, or if you wish, you try to type this Java file reader import. Okay, so let's continue. So the next thing we shall do is to one moment. Okay, how do we do this? How do we write it? Unfortunately, when you open the file like this, it is not a text, it is a set of numbers, ASCII characters. Let me show you. So let me declare integer letters. Okay, and these letters are the ones who will capture the items inside the RR. In order for us to do that, we are going to use the while or the looping statement, such as this, if you like, do while. And then, one moment. Oh, sorry. Okay. And then we're going to do it like this. So let's create a condition. So if letters are still equal to the contents of the RR, something like this, then you have to display it. Okay, so we're going to display not the RR, but the letters, because the letters are going to be transposed. I mean, the contents of the RR are going to be transposed inside the letters. Okay? So there is one thing we miss inside the letters. So as long as it is not equal to -1, which means there are still text inside, then display the letters. Okay, so let's run this program, by the way. Just one moment. So run. Okay, you see what I mean? These are numbers. Okay, those are the ASCII characters. Let me try again. So let's put print line here and let's try to run. Okay, you see these are characters 97, 121. These are the A, B, C, D, E's inside the lyrics, all of this. That is the thing that is signified by these numbers. Each character, each space, each enter are mentioned by as a number. So the question is, how are we going to make it as a text? So the answer to that question is this. So these letters, I'm sorry, by the way. Okay. Right. So let's put this word, car. Okay. So now let's run. And there you go. There's the words. Fortunately, it is displayed like this. But if you wish to modify in a way which is readable to us, then you change the print line into print. Okay, so let's run. And here you go. You see, the files inside these lyrics are now displayed in our Java console. Okay, so simple as that. Okay, sometimes this one got errors. Okay. What do I mean errors? Sometimes your files are not somehow what you call existing, and you can put the IO exemption there if you like, but later I'm going to discuss to you to try and catch. Okay, so I hope you understand the easy way to do that, so you can try to experiment that in your own. So you can open your own thesis, not thesis, try to make an experiment, try to create your own file in PowerPoint or Word, and try to command the Java to open it. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so what I have here is I have a very simple program that displays just hello 1, hello 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So as you notice that there is a wrong in my code, and one of these errors is this, with the wrong spelling of the system. It becomes systems, okay, which is the wrong command. And when you somehow attempted to run this, it may run in some instances, but however, it will not run in a manual way of running Java. So is there any way to try and catch this error? Yes, there is. So in Java, you have here the try and the catch. So the purpose of this is to run the code, of course, and the moment it encounters an error, it will then catch it and display it in a message. So it's something like this. So you put the try. Okay, that's the beginning of try, and put the end here. So what you're going to do is trying to enclose your program inside the try. Okay, and then of course you have to put this partner of try, which is the catch. Okay, and inside the catch you type the exception and then the variable x, the one that will capture your your code. And then you put the curly brace, of course. So once done, so all you have to do is to make another thing here. One moment, please. Okay, so you can put a message that there is an error in your program. Okay, it's a friendly message because if you don't do this, it will print a stuck error, a real message, line errors, which somehow uncomfortable to some users. Okay, so let's try to run this and let's see what happens. So your program runs and you can see hello 1, 2, 3, but the others 4 and 5 did not show up. And there is the message, there is an error in your program. So this is how the try and catch works. So you see, it runs the program, however, it encounters an error here, so therefore it did not run this too. And it catches those errors, it stores it into variable x, and it shows you the error in your program. So if you wish to show your, what you call this, the variable x like this, okay, so you put this, here is the error, okay, and then plus x. Let's try to find out what is this. Okay, there is an error in your program. Here is the error. Here is the error, and then it says Java language runtime exemptions, uncompliable or uncompliable source erroneous system.out.print. You see, it prints the technical error. If some users who do not have any knowledge of Java encounter it, it will not understand, and that is why we put a message like this. Okay, so something like that. And there's otherwise there's another one. Is finally. One moment, please. Okay, so the finally is the end of this statement and checking. Let's try to run. Okay, here's the message. So the purpose of that finally is the moment it catches the errors, it will just write the message, show the message and checking. But anyhow, you can put any instruction you like in order to trap that errors, in order to continue whenever there is an error. Okay, actually this variable here, if you encounter a very complex error such as errors in an array or errors in opening the files, there is a particular error code for that, and you can catch this and put that in the if statement, and then inside the if statement you can then put instruction on how to deal with that error or what the program will do. Okay, so since you have this try and catch, you can somehow apply it in our own program, such as the one we have done before. So this one here, okay, and you can run that. Okay, there is an error. Oh, sorry. Okay, so so those errors, I guess. Okay, are oh, sorry, I have a IO exception here. So my poem, you see there is an error because this my poem is not existing, and that is why when you run it, there is an error in your program. You see, it's not existing, but it's not that serious. Okay, my poem, the system cannot find a specified file. So this is the error code. Okay, the one that is the X. Okay, and then this is the finally. So let's put the existing file, which is lyrics.txt. Let's find out. Let's run. Okay, there is no error at all. And checking, and then there is no message such as there is an error. It immediately prints what this code is doing. Okay, so I hope you understand this try and catch. So we just finished in the try and catch. So the question is, Is there any way that we can append letters or any alphanumeric text inside your file? Is there any way to programmatically add additional info in your document? Well, the good news is there is. Have a look on the files that I created here. So most of these files are created programmatically, but the other ones are not. So this one is I personally created recently, and just now I created a new file which is twisters.txt. Okay, so this will be the subject and the target of our presentation in this slide. So when I open the disk twister, so you will see here the famous tongue twister in English, Peter Piper pick a pack of pickled pepper, okay? So we will add additional tongue twister here down below, okay? So we're going to add Thomas the Tatamus took two teas to tie two pups to two tall trees. We're going to put it here, okay, as additional information, and we are going to do and instruct that programmatically in Java. Okay, so anyhow, let's not waste our time now. So I guess we have to begin. One moment. Okay, so over here I have the blank program. So if you wish to declare a variable, again we will just do the same thing as we have done before, but I'm sorry. We are going to somehow do just like the other ones. We are going to open the file and then we are going to write. Okay, so let's declare a variable, let's say ww or wf if you like, write file. So any variables you want, as long as it will represent the file that we are going to open. Okay, so if you like, let's say okay, I guess ww, write, something like that. Okay, and then the data type we are going to use is file writer. Okay, that's the data type, and of course you have to initialize the file. Initialize that variable as file writer, and then you will order this file writer or this ww to open our twisters. Okay, and then of course there is another parameters that you are going to put here. Okay, so you're going to put that as true so that it will open. So unfortunately there is an error, so it means that we have to somehow try to import this one. Split, no, I guess I have an error here. We don't have a semicolon here, okay, because we just put it on already in the top, file writer, and there is only no semicolon. Okay, so let's continue. And another thing is, you can see there, we can use that buffered writer. And the purpose of this buffered writer is to write new lines and to write the letters itself. Okay, so file writer ww used to open the file, and this next file, this buffered writer, are the ones who will actually write our changes. This is the one will modify our file. So we try to type new and then buffered writer, and then open and close. And over here we are going to initialize this, and we are going to use this ww, which contains the twisters, to open in our buffered writer. Okay, and now we are going to order the bf, or the buffered writer, to write our what you call this, one moment please, new line. Okay, so new line is enter. Okay, something like this. I guess I get the wrong spelling. It is capital L, okay? And let's put this BF dot right. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to write the poem itself. So let's put 5 or 6 something. Sorry. Okay, and the reason why we put 6 there is, I think more than 6, I guess. Yes, indeed. And the reason why we put it that way, because I have to put the title. And the title is Thomas A. Tammuz. Okay. And then let's write the poem, I mean the tongue twister. Thomas A. Tammuz took 2 T's with apostrophe, okay? To tie 2 pops or something, is there? To tie 2 pops, I mean tops like this, to 2 tall trees. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, and then to frighten the terrible Thomas A. Tammuz, and then tell me how many T's there are in all that. Okay, something like that. So I guess there is no follow-up words. So we order the BF to close the file. All right. Sorry, semicolon. Okay. And then of course, when this program runs, nothing will show up. So it is better if you put some display here, system.out.print line, and then we show to the users opening twisters.txt. Okay, and then let's put some special effects here, and then additional message, writing Thomas A. Tammuz to tongue twisters.txt. So we put this message on the top, since this is the way it is, because in this beginning is the one he is opening the file, and over here is the one he is writing the file. And then we're going to put the message on this last part. I guess we have to use the copy paste, and then let's say adding of Thomas A. Tammuz stanzas are finished. Okay, so here we go. That's it. So let's find out. So let me show you first the twisters. Here we go. So these are the twisters. As you can see, there is no such thing as Thomas the Tammuz there. And then we will run. So let's run our instruction. So opening twisters.txt, writing Thomas to twisters, and then adding Thomas Tammuz stanzas are finished. So let's find out. So here you go. You see? So this is our text file. There you go. There's the Peter Piper. And down below, the ones that we just created, and uh, we programmatically, you see, we programmatically order the Java to add additional text. Okay? Okay, so as you can see here, it's very easy. So always remember the first instruction is to order the Java to open the file, and then order the Java to to collect all the order the Java to collect the uh, the file, and then put it on the variable bf, which is the buffered writer. Okay, so once the file was inside the buffered writer, so this is the time that we can put our text or modifications inside the file, and then that's it. So it will then automatically save the moment you close your variable to modify your file. Okay, so this is the end of presentation. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. Bye-bye.